So I will now be going over my MIS exam. So let me start from the beginning. We went over like generative AI, and basically MIS is like management information systems. So the first thing we talked about was disruptive technology, and it says that disruptive technology is tech that like affects the way a market operates, and it occurs less frequency, but is more convenient in the long term. Um, it also says that change happens when a company adapts the technology to cater to one piece of the customer's value chain. Let's see. Oh, hi. I'm just trying to study right now, so I typically study in a way where it's like it's easier for me to learn if I can teach other people or like pretend to. So I'm just gonna be talking out loud. Oh, I am. It's like pretty late at night right now, but I have an exam on Monday, so anyways, so disruptive technology, Uber and Lyft disrupted the taxi industry, and then companies like Netflix disrupted Blockbuster. So some characteristics would be that they come to the market. At first, it's not a value that's needed. There's like no value. Customers, it's not based on what customers want. Customers don't actually want that disruptive technology. And then the second thing is that it's like it improves over time. So at first it doesn't work. It's really janky at first, but then later on it gets better. So over time it improves to the point where they invade markets and basically make a new market. Let's see, successful disruptive technology. I hear about it. So voice over IP, VoIP is an example that my teacher gave. So for that one, it's like being able to, I think it's like Zoom, or like they value speed over accuracy, and latency is a thing. So it's like WhatsApp and Skype. First, when they first came out, the connections were not really great. There was lots of latency in the internet, but over time it got better. And that was like a new way of sending telecommunication packets. So big firms fail because they fail to see the disruptive innovations as a threat at first. So they sort of like underestimate the disruptive technology. So they should, let's see, and then most startups do end up failing because of planning and experience, not because of the product, but that's why venture capital is important, because it not only gives them capital, like the money, but it also gives them the expertise, like Shark Tank. Um, no, I'm just studying out loud. So, a way to recognize potentially disruptive innovations are to remove your short-sighted blinders and like customer focused, because for disruptive technologies, it's usually something that customers do not originally feel is important. Increase conversations. So Zoom, what is an example of that? Um, let's see, which is not a characteristic of disruptive innovations. They often do not meet the needs of the customer base. That one's true. They often come as a result of listening to customer feedback. Yeah, so usually disruptive innovation doesn't come from customers. I'm studying for my MIS exam, which is Management Information Systems. I'm a finance student in college right now, so it's one of the courses I have to take. So when a potential disruptor is spotted, excuse me, you can build a portfolio of options, and then, or you can acquire the new disruptive technology. So that's sort of, you could disrupt yourself. So like Intuit was a way, Intuit is an example of that, because they had QuickBooks, but then QuickBooks was not, I don't remember too much, but basically Intuit disrupted themselves. Let's see, Bitcoin was a disruptive technology, because Bitcoin was an open source decentralized payment system. So some benefits were that it eliminated transaction fees, but concerns is like bad reputation and security and volatility. And then we learned about blockchains, which is let's see, blockchain is like a general ledger for transactions. So it's like a little journal of trades. It says getting away from the central authority, peer-to-peer, and record transactions. The benefit of this is no longer having transaction fees because banks take a fee off of anything you do, like changing money, transferring, but blockchain basically eliminates that. And you sort of get more privacy. Let's see how it works. Bitcoins are transferred like cash, and the transfers are all recorded in the blockchain, which is the decentralized public ledger. And then miners are the people that timestamp these transactions. Cross-border bank transfers are not likely to adopt Bitcoin since they're already electronic and highly automated. It says it's false. This is a good way of studying. Yeah, college, you look young for college. I know, I get that quite a lot actually. But yeah, I'm in my second year right now, so I'm 19. Market makers, NASDAQ market makers are firms, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, miners are the people that. And then we talked about Amazon and Amazon's profitability and how Amazon became a big business. I look 17. That's not far off. That's only 2 years off. Yeah. Postbound profits concentrated on ebook. Oh yeah, so Amazon had a big Kindle business that was really big sales, and then actually most of their business comes from um, their cloud thing, their cloud computing, AWS. Let's see. So they're really good at e-commerce because they have like three things that Amazon is known for, which is having a large selection, convenience, and lower prices. Because whenever you think of buying from Amazon, you can buy basically anything off of Amazon. So that's where large selection comes on. You get like free delivery and really fast, so it's super convenient, and then lower prices because you can usually find things for cheaper on Amazon. Also, customer experience is something that gives Amazon an upper edge because their customer service is really good as well. And for platforms like this, network effects, because as more customers increase, the more valuable using Amazon would be, so more products can be offered. Cash conversion cycle. So Amazon actually has a negative cash conversion cycle, and the CCC, cash conversion cycle, is the period between distributing cash and collecting funds. So that's basically the time it takes for Amazon to collect cash from selling one of their goods and the time they have to pay for the inventory, pay the suppliers. So what it means by negative is that they actually collect cash from the sales before they have to pay their suppliers for the good that they sold off. So that's really good. I'm 19, not 17. Prime, yeah, Amazon Prime. That one's really good. Amazon suppliers have very low power in there. So the buyers are Amazon's customers. Internet economic scale and price. So quantity, yeah, if you sell more goods, you get more bargaining power with suppliers. Size is really big as well because you get more leverage. The more stuff you sell, the more power you have on your suppliers. It's a big advantage. And then physical presence. Let's see, Walmart has an e-commerce division and they tried competing with Amazon during COVID, but then they got smacked down. If you don't have physical stores, that's good because that brings down your costs because you have to pay for rent, energy, like inventory and other stuff like that. But Amazon is a really big like warehouse. They can use shift workers and people to like send out delivery trucks and stuff. They also encourage reviews, so they have like good personalized recommendations as well. Not only that, Amazon also has acquired other companies like Whole Foods. They now own Whole Foods, which is interesting. They also own Twitch, that gaming platform. That was interesting. They also do Kindles. So Jeff Bezos says that gambling and like taking bets, taking risks, and you should like experiment. He believes that you should take risks, but not bet the company risks. What kind of subject? This is MIS, so Management Information Systems. Channel conflict is when the firm's partners or potential partners views the firm as a competitor and or like a threat. So if you have competing products, an example of this would be Amazon and Walmart. Walmart actually stopped carrying Amazon's Kindles. So Amazon has to sell their Kindles on Amazon because Walmart no longer sells them in Walmart. So they lost that partnership. And then you have wholesale pricing and agency pricing. Wholesale pricing is like where you pay the publisher for the title and then sell the books at whatever price it wanted. But then agency pricing is where the publisher sets the price and then the reseller gets a cut, so royalty fees. Colluding to set a price is illegal. What are y'all saying? You remember Kindle? Yes. Kindles, yeah, Kindles were really big back then, like the Nooks and Kindles, but nowadays I don't know if it's as popular anymore. Okay, Amazon and the cloud. So AWS is Amazon's web service, which is the largest web service provider in the entire world. So they had expertise and scale, so they're really good at shipping and delivery. So they saw that because of their expertise in logistics and everything, they could have a web service and like have this cloud computing software offering called AWS that they could sell to other companies. They're super, like logistic wise, they're really efficient because they use robots and technology to streamline operations and everything. So fulfillment is great. What are network effects? Network effects is where the value of the product increases as the number of users expands. So things like Instagram or even YouTube, as more users are on it, the more like valuable that product is. You at school? I'm at school, yes. Good luck on my exam. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Congestion effect is increasing number of users to lower the value, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Congestion effect is like as the number of users increase, it's like the opposite of network effects, where it's a negative thing because like if a restaurant or vacation spot becomes too popular, there are so many people, then less people would want to go there. So value of the product, there's staying power, which is the long-term viability, switching costs, which is like the cost from moving from one product to another. Things like if you switch phone providers, sometimes there's a cost to switch, or also moving from iPhone to Android. The switching cost is like I wouldn't switch to Android because I'm already used to using an iPhone so far. So the switching cost for me to move to an Android would be the time it would take to relearn all the new like Android buttons and everything. Anyways, complementary benefits are products or services that add additional value to the primary product. I don't know. What are y'all saying? That is weird. Platforms. So they allow for the integration of software products and other complementary goods. I believe an API would count as one of those. Value adding sources. One-sided market. A market that derives most of its value from a single class of users. Apparently Instagram would be a one-sided market and then eBay is a two-sided market. So a two-sided market is where buyers and sellers are both like needed to function. I guess that makes sense. So, I guess it's like if you need both buyers and sellers for eBay or like the two-sided market to operate. Network markets, experience competition. So a monopoly is where there's only like one seller and many buyers, and then an oligopoly is where there are a few firms, a few businesses that rule, like have entire market share. Monopolistic competition would be like restaurants because they're so common, and then perfect competition is like agricultural markets like wheat because it's even more common. Tactics with markets with network effects, move early, subsidize, viral product convergence, envelopment. Okay, so convergence is when two or more markets that were separate start to begin to offer similar features. Let's see. Oh, your college banned smartphones. Really, that's quite interesting. Uh, or like portable devices need cool processors. Laptops can make. Okay, so convergence would be like laptops and phones. So laptops can make phone calls now, and phones can run Excel just like laptops can. So these two, they're separate things, but they now offer similar features. And then envelopment is trying to conquer, instead of having two distinct things, starting to converge and have the same features, instead it's like one totally takes over the other, so then it loses its spot in the market. An example would be iPod and smartphones. So the iPhone enveloped iPods because digital music you can stream from your phone, so no one buys iPods anymore. So that would be an example of envelopment. And then the Osborne effect, firms experiencing a drop in sales due to its pre-announcement of. Okay, so the Osborne effect is like Apple um, releasing a new iPhone every September. I believe it was September. So you guys know how Apple releases a new iPhone? So basically what happens is when you know that the new iPhone is coming out in September, if it's a few months before, you're gonna wait. So sales, they actually end up losing sales in the coming months when they release that they're going to release a new phone. So because of the pre-announcement, they end up losing um, like sales. I wonder if iPods. I don't think iPods will make a comeback, but I think it would be really cool though. I think it's like how some people like flip phones. You can probably still get it, but it's definitely not as popular. Okay, better OS. So the Mac OS X. Mm. First iMac, innovative design. Yeah, so Apple was all about like the ease of the usability. They wanted to make all their stuff really easy to use, and Apple also really emphasized their Apple ecosystem where the iPhone, iPad, Mac, they were all integrated together so that it creates one ecosystem because they're all connected. And that's really true. Like it's hard to step out of the ecosystem once you're in it. Security, privacy is also something. Economies of scale is where the cost decreases as you order more, like increasing production scale. Economies of scope is reduction in the cost as you make multiple product types, like iPod, iPad, Macs, and like the phone. They all share the same development costs. What else? What else? Apple. Microsoft invested in Apple apparently. And then they also have new AI initiatives like Face ID. I'm an Apple user, not an Android user. Quantum computing, betting big on search. Apple is oh yeah, so Apple is actually developing its own AI and not using NVIDIA. That's because NVIDIA chips run really hot and they're less secure for data privacy. So Apple wants the AI software to run specifically not for their for farms, but for their phones and laptops locally. Um, So for software, there's computing hardware, which is the physical components, and then you have the software, which is the program that basically tells the hardware what to do. Yeah, and then you have your operating system, which is an example of software. So you have hardware and then software, and then software is the umbrella term. So software under that would be operating system, and the operating system is the software that controls the hardware. So think Windows, Linux, and then Mac OS. And then applications are under that too, which is the locally, like you have desktop apps. So the OS, so back here, it tells the hardware what to run and what to activate. So it tells it what apps, it decides what apps control the mic or the camera, stuff like that. Off topic, but how do you look so young at 19 while you're balding at 20? I don't know. I think it's probably genetics. Sunscreen is important too, actually. Yeah. So hardware is the stuff you can touch. In between, you have the user, blah, 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 blah. Operating systems. Firmware is software stored on non-volatile memory chips. Embedded system. Excel is a platform because people can do macros. A platform is where, so it allows for integration of software products and other complementary goods. Enterprise software is for, oh, okay, so desktop software is locally usually used for one person, and then enterprise software is to address the needs of multiple users so that they can collaborate through work. And this is what we get into ERP and stuff like that. Microsoft Office, Angry Birds, and MySQL are all applications. Okay, enterprise software. There are many types of ERP. I think ERP. No. Enterprise software. Let's see. You have supply chain management, ERP, CRM, CMS, BI. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so it says ERP here. ERP is the enterprise resource planning. This is a big topic. I'm pretty sure this will be on the exam. It's a software package that integrates the many functions of a business. So ERP is enterprise resource planning, and it includes human resource, order tracking, sales and management, sales, manufacturing, inventory. SCM is supply chain management, so I guess they go through logistics, and then BI is for business intelligence, so like analytics and looking at data. What are the implications for firms that do not have a common database system with consistent formats across their enterprise? It's the struggle to manage their value chain efficiently. That makes sense. Packaged enterprise systems, right? So you can get enterprise systems that are packaged. CRM and from one. Okay, so you can get different packages from different somethings. I don't know what my notes are saying. So you can get the CRM package from one and accounting management from a different one. Distributed computing. Okay, so the server is the program that fulfills the requirement of the client, and the client is the software program that requests the server. Database server, you can be running accounting servers, blah, blah, blah. So a website host is a server. Your computer with the internet browser is the client. So the internet browser is the client that is asking the website host to display something, and the website host fulfills the request. I don't really get that one too much, but okay, let me put it into chat. GPT, what is explain server and client in distributed computing? Explain it to me like I'm. So it says, imagine you have a library, which is a server, and then a bunch of kids, and they're the clients. The library has all the books, the information, but each kid only needs a specific book. So The server is where everything is, and then the client is the client asks for information and the server delivers the information. So your computer is the client. That didn't help. Oh well, I'll just hope that that does not pop up on the exam. Key software related terms: application server, web services, application programming interface, and service-oriented architecture. Oh, I'm only halfway done through this. This is terrible. My exam is in 2 days. You know, everyone's out Halloween partying right now, and my friends were going out, and I was gonna go with them, but I had I have to stay in to study because I have two exams on Monday, and tomorrow is gonna be a busy day. What are you guys talking about? You're in biology because your brother did it. Oh, hmm. Yeah, you guys can give him advice. I think it is good to do what you want to do, but even I don't know what I want to do. I'm just sort of doing. Life. Anyways, application server, software that houses business logic for use by multiple applications. Web services, use standardized message, blah blah blah. APIs are programming hooks that tell a service to perform a task. Service-oriented architecture, set of web services built around an organized. I'll also hope that that is not on the exam. Okay, formats to facilitate data sharing. EDI is computer to computer. XML is what, computer to human or something? Independent tool, it's a markup language. Human. Okay, so EDI is only for computers, and then XML is for humans. Sure. XML is like HTML with the tags. It's a markup language, independent markup. So there are different types of languages. Formatted data is sent using EDI. EDI is format. XML is the one that's human readable, and it's markup for explaining the format. You have hardware machine language. No one codes in machine language because that's only for setting the switches. Assembly language is a bit more human readable. You have low-level computer language, which is used for things that need to be super fast. It's hard to write in assembly language, and it's specific. High-level language is more like C, Pascal, which is used for operating systems. Python and R are are interpreted languages programming, blah, 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 scripting language. Oh, I think my brain is getting fried. Oh, oh, I hate studying. Oh my gosh. No. I need to lock in. I just watched TV all day today. This is on me. What are y'all talking about? Do you remember me? I do remember you. I haven't been going live these days, but I don't know what I'd choose if I didn't do biology. Honestly, I think that's similar to what I'm in right now. Like, I'm just studying, but I don't even know what I want to do. But I'm already doing, you know what I mean? Like, I'm already in it, so it's like, what else would I do? Anyways, gotta lock in. Okay, let me try to talk through the rest of my notes. I got this. Java is designed for platform independence. With C and Pascal, they're dependent on what chip. So if you're writing code to access files, it wouldn't work on a different operating system if you're using C and Pascal. If you write on your Mac, it wouldn't work on Windows, which is bad. But Java, on the other hand, lets you work on both Mac and Windows. So there are different methodologies for software development. There's the waterfall method and agile method. So waterfall is like really sequential, but it takes a long time. It's a long process. Um, the one that's most commonly used now is agile development, where you you break up the task into smaller tasks and then complete it that way. Then there's things called Scrum, which is an approach to organizing and managing the agile projects, and the deliverables are sprints. So it's like 1 to 6 week increments. Java is good for business, not fast stuff. Java is not preferred for programming fast executing native desktop apps. Total cost of ownership is the total cost of owning the software more than what you pay for it. It's also the price of training, designing, maintaining. A lot goes into owning enterprise software. So why do tech projects fail? They have bad leadership and unrealistic goals, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then we get into this Broadband X case study, which I didn't actually read. I skimmed over it, but it was a long PDF. What kind of dessert do I like? Oh, you go to Rice? Like Rice University? Do you really? Anyways, I like tiramisu. Dairy Queen. I really like Dairy Queen too. I just posted a Dairy Queen video because, oh, I never really introduced myself to you guys. I just went straight into studying. But actually, on my channel, I do food reviews. So I just posted one of their Dairy Queen like fall blizzard menu things. What was it? I didn't get to try the pumpkin pie one, which I did want to try, but I didn't. Um, what else? What else? I tried their, what is it, salted caramel truffle, something like that. It's more chocolatey. I don't go to Rice. You go to Rice though. Is that right? That's so cool. Rice is a really good school. I'm also in Texas actually. I go to UT Austin. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like a state school here in Texas. Anyways, Broadband X needs to implement enterprise software. Enterprise software is different. Yes, so enterprise software is different from desktop software because it's designed to be used by multiple people and support information sharing. So if Broadband X didn't already purchase ERP software, it would be best to buy individual modules to meet the needs of each department. Yeah, that's right. It's not far away. Rice is actually, yeah, only a couple hours away. ERP software modules work together and use the database, all about sharing informations. So Broadband X would be better off if they bought individual modules to meet the needs of each department without customization. So Zion Preet set up the proprietary software package. If the owner had signed a contract to use ERP software that was actually running on the developer of the ERP software service, that would be SaaS, which is something as a service, sales as a service, no, systems as a service. What is that? Software as a service. It says it allows users to connect to and use cloud-based apps. Email is software as a service. Microsoft Office is also software as a service. I don't know, man. What? If an employee, blah, 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 blah. Ugh. This is so much work. Broadband X was a small electronic contract manufacturing company. They used QuickBooks and Excel, but they were getting bigger, so they were losing money because not efficient anymore. So they needed to get an ERP, so they bought an ERP thingy. So then, yada, yada, yada. Growing pains, they lost customers to rivals, and losing business tells you it's time to upgrade. Primary value chain is it's the things you need to sell stuff. What is this? The company manufactured printed circuit boards. What are PCBs? PCBs are printed circuit boards, which are used in everything from mobile phones to home appliances. The firm offered design, yada, yada, yada. And you don't just recommend buying the highest rated ERP package, you need to think about what the business needs and how does the technology fit into the business. The manufacturing of PCBs changed over time. Parts became smaller. PCB building small runs capable of building big production, blah, 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 blah. Large scale manufacturer, so what is the prototyping and design is the primary business of Broadband X, and it suggests, I don't know, how are PCB manufacturers different from fobs like TSMC? So Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company makes semiconductors, whereas PCB is printed circuit board, which does something else. So the biggest issue for broadband was the disconnect between the quotation, purchasing, and production functions. So they needed a database application to collaborate between departments. So CRM, quality management, and then two separate coding systems. CRM software is used by a group that is a blank part. So CRM is customer relationship. What is that? CRM software meaning? CRM is customer relationship management. I believe that is the secondary, maybe? No, they're apparently part of the primary value chain because they are the support people. Zion started with software, blah, blah, blah. Key motives from moving QuickBooks to a ERP product because it's cheaper, more productive, quality improvement, customer service improvement. What is at the center of different enterprise software modules? The central database is the backbone that allows modules to share and access data in real time. The data is at the center. So the plan was to transfer data from QuickBooks, get a new coding system, formal training, and everything. Then the second thing after transferring the data from QuickBooks was the customer side implementation. So you have to develop a quoting communication app. And then supply side for milestone 3. So the first milestone of transferring data from QuickBooks, what does it tell you about the task of moving to MIS software? It requires training employees, data migration, and you need to figure out which data must be migrated. So what's the smallest thing that would be helpful? Primary blah, 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 blah. So they ran 2 systems in parallel, both the ERP and the QuickBook, because you have to enter it the old way and the new way because you don't want to shut down while learning a new system. You must continue to be efficient. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay. How long have I been studying? 39 minutes. That's like 40 minutes. Not bad. Okay. I got this. Okay, software versus hardware, major classifications of software and examples. So some vocab. Computing hardware is a physical component. Software tells the hardware what to do. Firmware is software stored on non-volatile memory chips. What is non-volatile? Okay, non-volatile memory is the memory, like even if the computer is wiped, it'll still be there. And then BIOS is a low-level command firmware. I think that has to do with the machine coding language thing. Embedded system is like IoT. So embedded system is just everything. Operating system is your OS, which is the software that controls the hardware. Desktop software, those are the local things. So apps on the personal computer. Enterprise software is for multiple users, shared data. Software package, third-party software, ERP, integrates stuff, lots of different types. You have database management system. DBMS is where that's all the ERP systems share the same database, and that's where you get all the data. Programming. Web services versus API. So web service, what is a web service? A web service is a small piece of code that's accessed via the application server and permits interoperable machine-to-machine interaction over a network. I don't understand what any of that means, but I'll go with it. An API is a programming hook or guideline published by firms that tell other programs how to get a service to perform a task. I don't know either, but apparently in my notes it says web services and API are basically the same. They both refer to pieces of code and the request response standards so that this code can be summoned by. What did I even write? What? Okay, ChatGPT. Explain what a web service and API is. So a web service, imagine a robot that lives on the internet and has specific skills, like giving you this. The robot is a web service, a special program on the web that does tasks for you when you ask. API is the way you talk to that robot. The set of instructions is called the API. It's like giving commands. So API is the command, and the web service is the thing, the robot. What? When you use an app on your phone to check the weather, the app sends a message using an API to a web service somewhere on the internet, and that checks the weather and sends the info back to your phone. Oh, sure. Open source software, software as a service, user interface. EDI is the computer to computer. XML is the markup language that blah 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 blah. JSON is low code, no code. LCNC is Excel macros. Low code, no code. Okay. Product owners, Scrum Master, artifacts, ceremonies. ChatGPT, yes, it's very useful. Why tech projects fail because of the tech, failure to test, scope creep, quality improvement, capability, CMMI, capability, maturity, model integration, which gauges an organization's process. What? Okay, software development is a secondary part of the value chain, but for Apple, it would be primary because that's what they're selling. Why was packaged enterprise software a better choice than custom? What? I think I'm done. No. I'm almost done. I'm really almost done. I just need to get through these next few slides. Actually, you know what? Should I just call quits? I'm so brain fried. I don't want to think about MIS anymore. No, I can do it. Okay, Intuit had QuickBooks. Don't call quits. I want to call quits. This is so much work. Okay, I'm almost done though. I'm almost done. But it feels like I'm reading and not like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you read so much and then you're just like talking at this point. I don't even know what I'm. Ah. Okay, why is voice over IP considered foundational technology when cameras are not? Because VoIP changed the thing completely, whereas digital cameras were always there. No, yeah, maybe. It fundamentally altered the way communication is conducted, whereas cameras in phones do not fundamentally after the way digital pictures alter what? Sure. Amazon, blah 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 blah. Jeff Bezos believes in taking risks, but not bet the company risks. Managers were hard to convince. Mm, 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 mm. Microsoft Excel is not enterprise software because it's for individuals and not large corporations. There's no centralized database, not very shareable. And then latency is because of the cafe. Bandwidth at the cafe is a problem. Oh, I finished. Okay. Oh my gosh. I've gone through all my notes. Quit only when you faint. Look at where I'm at right now, guys. I'm the only one here. I'm literally the only one in the building. Isn't that crazy? Whack. The commitment. I know. Okay, I'm finally done with MIS. Now I take a break. I want to take a break. Let me see what my friend is doing. We said that we would both lock in. I wonder if she has locked in. I studied! Exclamation mark. Honestly, I don't know if she locked in. I've been saying I was gonna like study all day today, and I haven't done a thing. 12 likes is crazy. Yeah, yeah. I'm actually surprised so many like I'm surprised that people came on to the live and listened to me yap about my exam. So whack. But now that I'm done with that, let me see what else I have to do for the day. For me here it's 11:41 p.m. So it's pretty late, I'd say, for me to be still on campus and studying. Oh, she replied. I wonder if maybe she was on her phone. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, I have options. The next task I need to do, let's see, I could do accounting, perhaps. Ugh, or should I actually read through the case study? I'll do that tomorrow. I think I'm done with MIS for the day. Let me see what I have. Oh, I have a psychology exam, but I'm not going to study for that yet. Because you and Chris were yapping the whole time. Engagement. That's so funny. Oh, thank you. Well, you have a good night. Yeah, I want to stream more often, so who knows? Maybe you'll see. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. Good night, guys. Y'all should sleep. It's really late. I think I'm also. Yeah, I think I'll take a break. If I end up studying again, I'll probably go live later tonight or something, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to call quits for tonight. Thanks for watching. All right.